When I came to this country, when I saw, Lake Ontario, geez, I thought, the water was so clean. It was blue and green. So I was so happy because it never happened in my life back in the country, back in Burma. So when I saw, Lake Ontario or even Niagara River, I was like, this is amazing. And I found out that there are a whole bunch of fish in there, right? It was amazing. If you come over my place today, you're gonna find three things. That's fish ball, fish sauce, and fish paste. That's how much I love fish. That's how much we, the Burmese people, love fish.
Not many people in Western New York really can appreciate or understand that there are folks who rely on the proteins that come out of our waterways. And it is called subsistence fishing. And subsistence basically means you survive off of the fish and the food that you consume.
The Niagara River, Lake Erie, and the Buffalo River are important waterways that have affected, both positively and negatively, the economy and life quality of Buffalo and Western New York. The industrialization of Buffalo through most of the 20th century exacted a major price in terms of the environmental integrity of those waterways. Industry was just basically dumping raw sewage into the rivers and polluted our lakes.
In 1967, the Buffalo River was declared dead, literally biologically dead. No oxygen, no fish lived there, nothing, and it caught fire relatively frequently. Lake Erie was declared dead as well. The areas with the highest burden of contamination or areas that are degraded environmentally also have the lowest economic potential or lowest socioeconomic indicators. They're often correlated to environmental justice communities.
When refugees came here to this country, they had very little mean. They had no capital. They didn't bring any capitals at all, including economic, social.
I want to support my family and feed my family with fish that my grandparents eating out this water, my father eating out this water, and here it is, I'm eating out this water. As fishermen, I come out here, that's something that God has given to us to enjoy. What is it? He took fish and bread and fed so many people. That's what I do.
Loaves and fishes?
That's what I do. I come out here and I support people, and I have family members that don't come out here and fish, but guess what? I give fish to them.
I wouldn't eat any fish out of here, really. You're taking a chance. All the stuff they dump in the lower Niagara, upper Niagara, I wouldn't eat a fish out of there if you paid me, man.
I have one friend, a very good family friend. Before I talked about this fish consumption issues, he had no idea. So he still went out with his family and fished and just enjoyed the fish with his families, including children. And it was totally fine. He didn't have any, stomach ache or any nausea or anything like that. There are actually chemical toxins in the fish bodies and fish fats, and they could get affected after several years later.
They have monitored pregnant women for several years. They look at the neurological development in children that have been from women with high levels of PBDEs. And there was a direct correlation between hyperactivity and poor motor skills and slow neurological development. The people who eat this fish would also accumulate these PBDEs and PCBs and other persistent organic pollutants because they stay in the body.
I have met a couple of Burmese families who have children who have severe brain developmental problems. Children who couldn't begin speaking even at the age of 4 or 5.
Back in the middle part of the 19th century, between 1845 and 1855, was a period of huge immigration to the United States. And immigrants from Eastern and Western Europe, Ireland, my heritage, they came to the urban centers of the American Northeast. And at that time, they lived along the waterfront, not by choice, but by prejudice. Because at that time, we had major problems with waterborne gastrointestinal diseases like cholera. And because, of the economic challenges of newly arrived immigrants, much like the economic challenges of the newly arrived immigrants in the middle of the 19th century, that reality should underscore the urgency of getting these waterways cleaned up, because it's not just the newly arrived immigrants who are desperate and who are fishing to consume what they catch, but it's also making it suitable for everybody else as well.
We feel sad and bad about not being able to eat fish out of the rivers, right? Again, it's not just Burmese, it's for all of us. This is our rivers, this is our streams, this is our lake. And we couldn't even eat the fish that we love out of our water. If we could bring back the water into conditions where we could fish, swim, and drink without any problems, that would be great. It's not just good for Burmese community, it's good for everyone, all of us, American society as a whole. When we become healthier, productive, and contributing members, the American society as a whole benefit.
In the past, there was usually arguments saying, well, do you want to restore this ecology of this system, or do you want economic activity? And what we've discovered, and what I think in particular this region is discovering, is that the health of our water directly affects the health of our economy and ourselves.
We can start involving with organizations like Riverkeeper or other environmental organizations and start advocating for swimmable, fishable, drinkable waterways.
What's most important is that we continue to move forward, and I think Buffalo in the last 5 years has come a long way.